Hey friends, I'm Lisa Rowberry. Welcome back to my channel, where here right now we are going through my total hysterectomy recovery journey, and I am sharing what I can with you guys on my experience from my hysterectomy and the recovery process. One thing I do want to kind of open up with, I have actually, I don't know how long this series is going to go, but we've done a few videos up until this point. If you haven't checked them out already, I will definitely link them in the description down below. I did one video prior to surgery, just letting you know how I prepared, things that I was recommended to get, things that I just, out of research, I decided I thought would be a good idea. And then the first 3 days after surgery as well. So there's been 2 videos so far. This is now going to be the 3rd, but I just want to kind of open up. I actually meant to open up with this in the last video, but it just kind of spaced my mind. Thank you for those of you so much who support me, support my channel, and support this recovery journey. This isn't for everybody. I will tell you that right off the bat. Not everyone feels like this is the right decision for them, and that's totally fine. I completely respect everyone's decision to choose whether or not to have a hysterectomy, whether it is the best option for them. I am not one to push any of that on anyone. I just feel like it's a great resource. For me personally, it was a great resource to see other people. You may see Ranger in the background. For me, it was great to get the information from my medical professional. And that is the one thing I will say, I am not a medical professional. So if this is something that you are considering or you're looking at different options, definitely consult with your medical professional, because they're going to be the ones to know what is going to be the best options for you. Me and my medical professionals knew that this was the route that was best for me. And then in going forward with my research, I wanted to see what people's experiences are. It's one thing to have a doctor say, yes, we're going to do this, this, and this is what the recovery looks like. But I'm someone who, I want to know, I want to know the nitty gritty. I want to know someone who is actually going through the process and what they're feeling and what things helped them, what struggles that they dealt with. Those are the things that helped me. So I felt like I wanted to do my part and share with you what my journey looks like as well. So if this is something that you don't support, if this type of surgery is something that is not your thing, this is not the series for you. I am not here to ask for opinions on the surgery if it was the right decision for me. I appreciate people who want to give advice and things like that, but in terms of your opinion and if you think it was right or wrong for me, that's not what this is here for. This was absolutely 1,000,000%, and I can say that now, especially at being on this side of it, this was absolutely the best decision for me. This was not a decision that my husband and I took lightly. This is something we did a lot of research over time. This is not the decision for everybody, but for me, in my situation, for my life, this absolutely was the right decision. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not here to force my opinions on anyone either. This is not the right decision for everybody, but for me, in my situation, it absolutely was. So if this winds up being the right decision for somebody else, and my videos can help someone see what the recovery can look like, it can look a million different ways. My recovery may look completely different from somebody else's, but if it can help see one side of it or a side of it, then I want to be there to be able to help. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. But also thank you so much for the love and support that you guys have shown me. It means so much to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So today marks post-op day 4, which is so crazy. I had my total hysterectomy on December 21st, 2021, and today marks day 4, and I feel pretty much back to normal. It's crazy. I'm a little bit tender. That is the one thing I will say. My surgery was not done with an abdominal incision. I have, 3 very small abdominal incisions, but it was done laparoscopically. So what that means is that they went in with a robotic laparoscopic machine, and they went in. All of these videos are going to be TMI. So if you don't want to know details and things like that, this is not the series. I will just put it out there. We talk about poop, we talk about pee, we talk about uncomfortable things for some people, but I am just real, and I want to just put it out there. So I have 3 small incisions I have 2 incisions on either side of like my hip area, and then one actually inside of my belly button. I saw that for the first time last night. I laughed just because like my belly button was bandaged up, and I just assumed it was going to be like underneath my belly button. No, my doctor is too legit, and she put it like right inside of my belly button. So once it all heals up, you probably won't even really be able to see it. She did a really good job. So made those small incisions, used this machine to go in and just like cut things. The only thing that I have left are my ovaries. The things that were removed are my fallopian tubes, my uterus, my cervix. So those were cut and then brought out through my vagina. So I can officially say I've given birth now. I tell my husband, I'm like kind of joking, I'm like, I can say I've given birth now. I've given birth to my baby maker. So that my vagina is still a little bit sore from that. My abdomen is sore for things still like trying to like settle in, and obviously the incisions are a little bit sore and tender, but really I'm really doing a lot better than I was expecting. So it's been a really good couple of days so far. I know I'm not out of the woods. I know I still need to rest and take it easy, and that's going to be the hardest thing because I feel really good. So I feel like I can get up and I can work and I can do things. But this morning, my husband, this is another thing, I think I said it in the last video, is having an amazing support system is so important. Whether it is your spouse, whether it is your sister, cousin, brother, friend, whoever it is, having that support system is really important because I may look like pretty much back to normal, but I do still need help. Like getting up and out of the bed and into the bed is pretty tough because you have to use your abdominal muscles, right? And anything you use your abdominal muscles for, which is pretty much everything, you need some help with. I personally don't feel like I'm comfortable letting the dogs out of the sliding glass door because I have to use like my abdominal muscles for that. It may seem like a very simple task, but you're surprised at how much you actually use your ab muscles for. So you will need assistance, and don't hesitate to ask for help. And that's something that I personally need to listen to myself for too, because I'm trying, because I feel good. So I feel like, well, I feel bad asking Sean, my husband, for so much help. I'm like, I want to put my feet up, but I'm like, I don't want to ask him every single time. Like I have like one little thing. I'm like, let me just try harder. And he's like, stop it. Just, that's what I'm here for. I have the time off. That's what I'm here for. Let me help you. So definitely ask for help. I will take my own advice there too. So just ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You need the help when you are recovering. This recovery process, like I said, looks different for everybody. My doctor has given me the like 6 to 8 week like recovery timeline. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to be laid up for 6 to 8 weeks. That's not it at all. But any like really serious like lifting is not going to be happening for 6 to 8 weeks. Same with any sexual activity, 6 to 8 weeks. So she will clear me for that at whatever point. I have my post-op appointment. Currently, it's a phone appointment. She said that first post-op appointment, I don't do any exam or anything like that. It's just kind of like a chit chat. So we changed it to a phone appointment. And she said we can easily, if you feel like you want something checked out or you have a concern, we can change it to an in-person appointment. So I feel like I'll be okay. So some things I kind of wanted to share with you up until this point. So like I was telling you, I'm feeling really good. So I'm like moving around a bit. And oh, let me back up a little bit. One of the weirdest, craziest things, in case you're ever in this situation as well, I was on my period when I went in to have my hysterectomy. Weirdest thing ever. When I went in for my pre-op appointment, I let her know because I was placed on birth control medication because I had to wait anywhere from 6 to 12 months for my surgery once I had the referral. It wound up being like 6 months, but did I say weeks? Because we're in a pandemic and this was considered an elective surgery, I had to wait 6 to 12 months to actually get my surgery date. Well, it wound up being 6 months. So I was having excruciating pains for my period. By the way, like waking up from surgery, way better than any of right out of surgery. Even like any of these last 4 days have been way better. I have felt my best in these last 4 days than I have in the last like 2 years, to be totally honest. For the first time, I'm sore and tender, but I have no like cramping. I have none of that like uterus pain. It's amazing. It kind of blows my mind, because day before surgery, I was cramping and having pain. Like the last, honestly, like continually, every single day I have been in some sort of pain over the last 2 years. And waking up from this surgery, it's a different kind of pain, but it's sore and tender, totally different. And it felt way better. I just feel like I got something out of my body that wasn't supposed to be there, that my body was like almost trying to reject, or like giving me some kind of toxic something. I don't know, but it's been a trip. It's been a trip to feel like, wow, like I actually feel so much better like this close after surgery than I have the last couple of years. So I was placed on birth control pills to regulate the bleeding, which it stopped my bleeding, but I still had cramping and I still had pain every single day. And so 7 days before surgery, you have to be off of all medication. So I'm like, so I told her, I was like, we know what this means. I'm coming off of my birth control pills, which means I'm going to be on my period when I come and say hello to you. And we do the surgery. In fact, I told her when I was in the pre-op area and she came to say hi and just, you know, check on me. And I was like, I warned you. I was like, I'm on my period. And she's like, it's okay. You gave her the one last hoorah. Now I'm going to slay the dragon. I was like, yes, I love my doctor. She's absolutely amazing. But yeah, that was like one of the best lines. She's like, you gave her one last hoorah and I'm going to slay the dragon. And I was like, all right, let's do this. But, yeah, so it's such a weird feeling, because I remember in my pre-op appointment, I had told her, I was like, it's gonna be messy, right? She's like, I'm taking it all out anyway. It doesn't matter. You think you're the only one that's come in on your period. You're not the only one. I'm like, okay, I just feel really weird. And it is weird because you leave and you are like, you don't go in there with a tampon. And so I had a pad in. I had a pad in my panties, and you know, that was fine. But I like told her, I'm like, I'm on my period. Like I had to tell everybody, like, I'm on my period. So they're just like, it's not that big of a deal. Just like, I don't know why I was so like weirded out by it, but I just was. And when you leave with these very fashionable mesh hospital panties, which are top notch. And then you have a pad in there and you're bleeding a little bit, but it's like, I was bleeding heavier going into surgery than when I left, which is kind of a weird mind trip. And then, the bleeding stopped pretty much by day 2. I still have a pad in just because if you are doing too much, and that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you, I haven't experienced it because I'm listening to my body. When I feel my body's like, when I'm doing some things around the house, and I'm not doing too much, like I'm not doing dishes, I'm not vacuuming, I'm not doing laundry, nothing like that. But I'm like, we're also getting ready to move. Timing is everything, right? We're getting ready to move out of state. And so, you know, like we're just doing some things around the house. And so my husband's like, just tell me where to put things and what to do with things. And so I'm doing that. But then I am like lifting small things. I mean, very small, like lighter than a milk jug. But still, like I'm getting up and I'm doing things and I'm lifting some things here and there. And I could like feel my body start to say, yeah, you need to start taking it easy. And one of my girlfriends had said, yeah, be careful with that. If you do, you know, if you do too much, sometimes you might have a little bit of bleeding, and that's, you know, that's normal, but you know, it's not. And my doctor said, you know, it is normal to have a little bit of bleeding, but if you are soaking up a pad within an hour, then you were having issues and you need to go into the doctor. So, just let that be known. That didn't happen to me. My bleeding is completely stopped. Like I said, I just had really some spotting right after surgery, but then it's completely gone. I do have I'm wearing a pad just to like monitor things, but I'm not bleeding at all, which is really a trip. One of the other things that probably doesn't even really need to be noteworthy, but for whatever reason, it's something that like, it doesn't weird me out because I realize that this is just one of the things that has to happen. Now, so day, was it like yesterday and today, when I am going to the bathroom, when I'm going pee, and I wipe, I'm seeing that there's like little particles, little like pink or red particles when I'm wiping. And I'm like, it's not a lot or anything. There's just like these little like particles. I told Sean about it. He was like, yeah, it's probably just, you know, some scabbing or, you know, maybe some of the stitch or something that's like coming out. So, but I ended up showing him. I was like, can I just show you? And he's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not actually like, I'm not bleeding or anything. But if there is ever anything that you are like kind of sketched out by, or you're kind of questioning, definitely, you know, maybe take a picture of it if you want to, send it to your doctor. But I feel like this is probably okay. If it continues on, today's actually Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everybody. So my doctor is actually out of the office until the 27th. So I did shoot her an email asking her a couple of other things. I was out of recovery so quickly that I didn't have a chance to talk to her after surgery. I know that she plans on talking with me some point. I think the Christmas holiday just kind of like threw some things off, but I wanted to ask her some things about the surgery. So I'll ask her about it when I talk to her at that point. So I did send her an email, but like if there's anything that you're even slightly questioning, don't feel like you're bothering your medical professional. Like, don't feel like you're bothering your doctor. That's what they're there for. And if it eases your mind, then that's good. But I don't have any, like, you hear people talk about discharge and like smelly discharge and like a lot of bleeding, and I don't have any of that. Which is really good. And I know it's day 4, anything can happen, like infections can still happen, things like that. But so far so good. Like, this has been really, really good. That's really the only like noteworthy thing, is that I can feel when I'm starting to do too much. I get like in my lower stomach area, obviously, I start to like get really tender, and I can feel my body start to say like, okay, slow it down, sis. So, and that's when I'm like, okay, I gotta rest. So then I will just lay on the couch, hang out, drink my water, drink lots and lots and lots and lots of fluids. I was taking stool softeners. I think I told you guys in the last video that my biggest concern, even over the pain, I really wasn't that worried ever about the pain of surgery. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but my concern was never really the pain. I mean, a small portion of it is. I am normal. Like, I think everybody doesn't want to be in pain, or nobody wants to be in pain, but I was more concerned about the bowel movements and being able to go to the bathroom, because they don't want you pushing. They don't want you pushing at all, because you can break a stitch. That's the thing. So they remove your uterus, they remove your cervix, depending on which surgery you're having, but they remove all of that through your vagina. They have to stitch that up. So there's what they call a vaginal cuff that they will stitch up. So they stitch up your vagina, the back, they stitch up the back of it. So if you're pushing, you can break those stitches and your guts can come out of your, that's a little bit dramatic, but like, that's one of the reasons why I had to get out of some of those Facebook groups. I couldn't. I'm like, I'm going to sneeze and my intestines are going to come out of my vagina. This is great. Those groups, I do want to say, because I said in my like pre-surgery video, I had to remove myself from those groups. Those groups are great for some people. They are very helpful resources in a lot of cases. I will say, in a lot of cases, they are very helpful resources. For me, the particular groups I was in, they were causing me more stress and anxiety than they were helping me. So I had to do what's best for myself and remove myself from those groups personally. But so yeah, here we are, 18 minutes into story time with Lisa. But I feel like I am the most clear today, and I feel like 99% myself. Like, just standing here right now, I feel 100%. But I know, like, when I move or I go to like bend over or something, I'm like, oh yeah, yep, there's stuff happening. But I feel really, really good. Honestly, this is the best I have felt in a really long time. So I was like, I want to pick up the camera and I want to share with you the things so far today. I mean, it's still the morning. I can still I am still going to share with you over the next couple of days. These, hold please, take 2. That was Sean calling. He actually was out running a few errands. He was like, are you okay? He wasn't planning on leaving or anything, but I was like, are you okay if I run some errands and things? I'm like, yeah, I feel great. I feel like $1,000,000. He's like, okay, with that, don't do too much. He's like, he's like, I'll be very close to home. If you need anything, you let me know. So he was just calling to make sure I wasn't like bleeding out or anything. He actually, as soon as I answered, he was like, are you talking to the camera? I was like, I am. So anyways, it is post-op. Ooh, and the sunshine is coming in. It is post-op day 4 and I feel absolutely incredible. I am resting. I want you guys to know I am absolutely resting. That is the hardest part about this, is just resting, because I feel really good and I feel like I want to do some things, but that is the biggest recommendation that has been given to me, that I am going to give to you, is that do what you feel like you can, but the minute your body is starting to say, hey, sis, slow down, listen to your body, take a break, take a nap, go rest, watch a movie, drink some water, do all the things that will bring you rest and relaxation. I think I was starting to tell you guys about, I wasn't nervous about the pain. I was worried about the bowel movements. They don't want you to push at all. So one of the things, I don't know if I said in my last video, is that I actually started taking the stool softeners prior to surgery. I was starting them the day before. So I started them the day before and then took them. I've been taking them every day, but I took 3 the day. At one point I took 3 in a day. That's the max amount that you can take, is 3. I think I took like 1 or 2 the day before. I don't think I took any. I took 1 or 2 the night of that I got home from surgery, and then like 3 the day after surgery, and my bowel movements have been like completely normal. So so that's been really good. So definitely highly recommend stool softeners. If you saw my prep video of the things that you know, I was well prepared with the Smooth Move tea. I have the softener and laxative combination. I also have an actual just straight stool softener as well. I'm not taking everything at once. I wanted to like have options. And then the hospital actually sent me home with a laxative as well. So just straight laxative. So I was like, let me start with the stool softeners, and then like in the evening, like following, I'll do the Smooth Move tea. If I still don't have anything, I'll bump up to the laxative. So luckily I've just needed the stool softeners. So that's been just dandy, but I'm feeling really good and I wanted to share it with you guys. We've just been watching movies every night. I've been living on soup pretty much, but I found some like good, like decent fibrous soups, some lentil soups. I did a chicken and orzo soup last night. Tonight I'm doing some like chicken and wild rice type soup situation. I did pick up a bunch of Pear like cold press juices that have like 7 grams of fiber. Find as much fibrous meals as you can that will be like easy on your system, because that will obviously help in the bathroom department as well. So, and then I think tomorrow is actually Christmas. So we may do a little, this may bite me in the butt, but we'll see, and I'll share it with you. We had ordered some like seafood jambalaya from Louisiana Crawfish Co. when we were going through our like crawfish stuff. They have amazing crawfish, by the way, but we ordered some like seafood jambalaya. So I know Sean was going to pick up some rice and stuff, and we're going to do that for dinner tomorrow night. So we'll see how that goes. But all right, this has been the longest intro to any video ever, but I wanted to just kick off this next few days with you guys because I'm feeling really good. So I'll let you know when there's anything else that's kind of noteworthy, but so far so good. I'm really super happy with how the recovery has gone so far. So 2 thumbs up. If you are considering this surgery, if this is something you're really like kind of nervous about, I'm here to tell you, you can do this. Your medical professionals do this all the time. They perform these surgeries all the time, and they are there to help make you feel better. So, and if I can do this, you can do this. So, all right, you guys, I'll check in with you a little bit later. All right, friends, doing an evening check-in with you. This feels like a regular weekend vlog, does it not?
It sure does.
Oh my goodness. I know you guys are dying to know what Shauna's having for dinner and what I'm having for dinner. So I'm going to show you. Just quick, like, recovery check-in. Today was super uneventful. It was good, though. It was really good. As I was telling you guys this morning, I felt really like this was definitely the best day so far, and it's only day 4. So fantastic. We may or may not go on a walk. I have a feeling. Are we going to go on a walk, you think? Probably. Maybe not.
Hopefully.
Yeah, the dogs need a walk desperately. Desperately. So I won't be like actually walking either of the dogs. I'll just be walking next to Sean per usual. But we're getting ready for dinner. We're gonna watch a movie. Figured I would show you what Sean's having for dinner and what I'm having for dinner, just in case you miss the weekend vlogs with us. So Sean has made the chicken poppy seed casserole. This was actually a recipe from his best friend. So we love doing this to honor his best friend, but this is one of Sean's like favorite recipes ever. If I remember, I'll put the description. I'll put the recipe in the description. It's really super tasty. I'll have a bite or two, but this is not going to be my dinner. I'm still trying to take it a little bit easy, but how good does that look? Sean has some rice-a-roni going here. It smells good up in here, that's for sure. And then, does this not look like a spaceship? It totally looks like a spaceship. And then here, this is this is my situation. This is I think I told you guys this morning. It's a like chicken and wild rice soup. So pretty boring over here, but trying to keep it pretty bland for my insides. Sean was just saying, he was like, totally appropriate for one person. You guys know how we do if you watch the weekend vlogs. We make lots. There's only 2 of us, but we like leftovers, as it turns out. So this is going to do just that. All right, friends. So evening check-in with you. Evening of post-op day 4 for my total hysterectomy. And I'm going to be totally real with you guys. I overdid it today. I definitely overdid it today. Dinner was really good. Sean had his poppy seed and rice, and I had a bite of his poppy seed, and then I had my soup, which was really good. But I was just standing, it was like pretty much right after I was filming, showing you guys what we were making up for dinner. I was just standing in the kitchen, but it just kind of like hit me a little bit like a ton of bricks. My body is just like, slow down, sis. That is the one thing that I have been told over and over again is rest. Like, even if you feel good, you still need to rest. And I'm realizing that it's hard because you feel so good, you know? So I'm in a little bit of pain. I did wind up taking my Tylenol and Motrin, and we're just going to relax. But I definitely overdid it today. So if you are getting ready to go through this process, or if you are going through this process, I can tell you, definitely just rest. Even if you're feeling good, I'm not lifting anything. It's just, you know, I'm up and about, and I've been up and about more so today than I have been since surgery. So I didn't think I was really overexerting myself, but I think I did, because I'm not bleeding or anything. I just feel really sore and my stomach's really swollen. So I think that's my body saying, slow it down. So Sean just showered, and now it's my turn to shower. We're going to clean up, get ready to just chill for the night. We are going to be watching a movie. We have been watching a movie a night, which is super fun. Tonight we are watching Casino. Totally a Christmas movie. But yeah, we were watching Sister Act earlier, which is a great movie. And probably tomorrow we'll be just watching nothing but movies. We decided to not take the dogs on a walk. It's actually raining now anyway, and I'm not up for it. So we'll see how tomorrow morning goes. I do still need to be up and walking. So maybe if it's not raining in the morning, we can just take a quick spin around the block. But if I'm not feeling up to it, if my body is still feeling kind of then Sean may go without me. But I figured I would do my check-in with you, be real, and let you know I overdid it today. And so I don't want to say it like sets me back at all, but it's just definitely, I'm a little uncomfortable this evening. So I'm going to take a nice hot shower, put some fresh, clean clothes on, and we're going to just chill for the rest of the night and watch a movie for this Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I know you're going to watch this after the fact, but from my family to yours, Merry Christmas, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Hey friends, happy Sunday and happy post-op day 6 from my total hysterectomy. I don't know if I'm saying these post-op days correctly or not, so don't at me if I'm all off. I just felt like surgery day was post-op day 1, but maybe it was post-op day 0. I don't know. So I was counting it as 1, but what I do know is that I had my total hysterectomy on December 21st, and today is December 26th. Merry Christmas to everybody. I did not check in with you guys yesterday. Not that we were doing anything super crazy and festive. We literally stayed on the couch pretty much all day. I overdid it a little bit the day before on the 24th. And so that evening and basically all day yesterday, we just hung out, which was really nice. We woke up, we moved downstairs, hung out on the couch, watched TV, watched some movies, went upstairs, took a nap, came back downstairs, hung out on the couch, watched some TV. So literally like that was it. So there really wasn't much to share with you yesterday. I did have, so in the mornings I've been having eggs, which has been really nice. In terms of food wise, dinner was like the most substantial dinner that I had. We had ordered from Louisiana Crawfish Co. In case you're newer here, my husband is an amazing cook. And on the weekends, we like to do weekend vlogs and he shares what he's whipping up. And we went through this phase of trying to find the best like crawfish to make crawfish etouffee, crawfish Monica. Anyways, long story short, we found Louisiana Crawfish Co. and they will actually deliver, they'll ship to you. So once you reach a certain amount, they'll actually do like a free shipping situation. And so we had picked up a bunch of crawfish, we picked up alligator, and then we also picked up the seafood jambalaya that we froze. And so we had that for dinner last night. It was really good and my insides did totally fine with it. We had that with some rice and it was really, really good. So that's basically the update from yesterday. So that was the most substantial like dinner that I had. Now I had done soups and stuff basically every day since surgery and it was great. So the seafood jambalaya was basically just a seafood soup, but we had some rice and stuff with it too. But it was really good. So far this morning, so Sean is actually out. He's running some errands and stuff. So figured I would do my little check-in with you. So here we are. We are coming up on 1 week post-op and I couldn't be happier. I definitely know now, like, I know, and everybody says it, like, listen to your body, don't overdo it. And I didn't think I was overdoing it a couple days ago. It was just like, I wasn't lifting anything. It was just, there was just too much going on too. I wasn't like doing housework or anything like that, but just like moving around and just doing stuff, not even anything like super, like I wasn't running a marathon or anything like that, just doing some things here and there downstairs. But do listen to your body. When it starts to say, whoa sis, chill out, then, you know, definitely listen to that and chill out. So a couple of things that I want to kind of like address a few things up until this point. So I know in my last video, and I may have opened up this video talking about my incisions. So coming home from surgery, and what I want to just remind you guys, and I can't emphasize this enough, every hospital, every medical professional is different in how you will come home, whether you're staying in the hospital, whether your incisions are covered, whether you have 3 incisions, 4 incisions, 5 incisions, whether you have a larger abdominal incision. It's going to vary based on your particular situation. I'm only sharing my recovery and my particular case. So with me, I came home with a larger bandage over my belly button because I think that's like the main incision where they like go in laparoscopically. But I also have the 2 incisions that are on either side of my hips. I may or may not show you my incisions. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting super personal with all the details, but I don't know that I want to show you my incisions, but we'll see. I put the rest of it out there, so who knows. Right now I'm swollen. Right now they're itchy. I'm not touching them, but they're itchy, which is good. Means they're healing, and it's bruised. So I'd rather, if I am going to show you, I'll show you when they're a little bit more further along in the healing process. But I left with bandages over all of them, but underneath the bandages are steri strips. So my doctor had said after, you know, give it a day or 2 with the band-aids and then, you know, take the band-aids off, but the steri strips need to stay on the incisions for about a week. So I'm planning on checking in. I wrote to my doctor. It is the holidays, so I didn't hear back from her yet. She's back in the office tomorrow, so I'm hoping to hear from her sometime tomorrow or Tuesday, and that way I can just check in with her and be like, hey, like, is it good to remove them? They're not bothering me. They're not sore. The incisions themselves are itchy, more so my belly button than the ones on the sides, but The steri strips aren't bothering me, so if they need to stay on longer, it's totally fine. But from what I can see, the incisions look pretty okay. It's just right now they're just a little bit itchy, but I know that's a good thing. It means that they're healing. What else? So sleeping positions. So if you see me looking down, I just wrote some little like bullet points because I didn't want to forget to tell you some things, because I'm like, I'll be like walking around or sitting on the couch. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to make sure I tell them about this or that or the other thing. And I don't want to forget. I myself, I'm a stomach sleeper. So guess who's not sleeping on her stomach? It's okay. I had, a few years back, I had a, gosh, was it 2014? I think it was 2014. I had a breast reduction. So I am very familiar with not being able to sleep on your stomach when it comes to surgery. So gosh, that was probably 6 or 8 weeks that I couldn't sleep on my stomach then. And I think it's probably gonna be, well, no, I don't think it'll be as long for this, because already I'm like kind of moving myself, like I'm testing myself to like see how comfortable I am laying on my side. I don't love sleeping on my back, but I will say we have a wedge pillow, and the wedge pillow definitely helps for me getting comfortable in the bed. I feel like it is a little bit better when I'm elevated. Sean is still helping me here and there to get out of bed. He's amazing. Anytime I need any kind of help, he's like right there, you know. But sometimes I feel like, well, I want to kind of do some of this on my own, and so like I'll kind of start to like, it's probably pretty painful to watch, but like I'm trying to get out of bed and he's like, I'm coming, just don't move. But it's kind of easier for me to kind of roll out of bed with the wedge pillow, because I'm already like slightly elevated. So the main thing is just not using your core too much, and make sure you're not like pushing anything. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird, but you just don't want to use your core muscles too much because you just had surgery in there. So but the wedge pillow has been amazing. So, but yeah, I am able to, the last like day or so, like I'll kind of like not necessarily sleep on my side. I'm not sleeping on my side, but when you're in the phase of like just getting ready to go to sleep, or just like kind of getting ready to wake up, I'll kind of like lay on my side for a little bit, and it doesn't feel amazing, but it's not like uncomfortable either, if that makes sense. So if you are someone like myself where you're not typically a back sleeper, I'm not uncomfortable. Don't worry, I'm getting my sleep. I'm definitely getting my sleep for sure, but I am most comfortable obviously on my stomach. I am not in any way near being comfortable enough to sleep on my stomach yet, but I'm just kind of like just testing the different positions to see how I feel. And I would say personally, you know, talk to your doctor, but I would say personally, anything that feels okay for you to do, go ahead and do it. If it doesn't feel good to do it, don't do it. That's your body saying, this doesn't feel good, so don't do this. So if you are starting to test out and you're like, okay, well, let me just test out how it feels to lay on my side, and you lay on your side and you're feeling like, oh, this doesn't feel good, then turn back over and lay on your back. But so yeah, I'm kind of playing around with like laying on my side here and there. I've been able to do it for a little bit, but not like, I'm not sleeping on my side like all night or anything. But I'm just kind of like playing with moving around and stuff, which is good because you want to kind of get used to doing that. So I also wanted to share with you what I have been using from like the things that I got pre-op. So I had done a video, the very first video of this series, I had just shared why I had the hysterectomy, why this was the right choice for me, and the items that I got to prepare myself for surgery. So I wanted to kind of share with you, now that I've had the surgery, what are the things that I've been using? What are the things that I've been reaching for? What are the things that have definitely been helping me? I did want to share a couple of things that I didn't share in that video because my mom is amazing, and my mom got me some gifts, some surgery gifts, if you will, and that came after that video, so I didn't have a chance to share with you. But oh my goodness, this pillow. This pillow has been amazing. She also got me a heating blanket. The heating blanket has been amazing too. Once again, whatever feels better for you. A lot of people will say heat is better to use, cold is better to use, like when you're recovering, like across your belly, across your abdomen, on your back, wherever. Once again, do what feels best for you. That was always something that we had said in dentistry. I used to work in dentistry, and you know, people say, oh, you're supposed to use hot, oh, you're supposed to use cold. Do what feels best. Like that was always what we said in our office. If heat feels better, use heat. If cold feels better, use cold. So whatever it is that feels best to you and your body, go with that. Anyways, so I like heat. I like heat a lot. So the heating blanket has been great that she got me. Also, this pillow is amazing. I'll see if I can find it. At least before this video goes up, I'll ask her exactly, like, I know she got it on Amazon, but this is a pillow that has, see this little like seam right here? So it actually has this pocket and you can stick cooling packs in here, hot packs, whatever. So these are just reusable cold hot packs, and it came in a set of 2. So I have had one in the freezer, and then one we can just throw in the microwave and heat up, or in a pot of boiling water. And then you just stick this in the pocket, and then you seal it back up, and then you can just have this resting on your belly. It's so nice. Not only for that, but on the way home from the hospital. So we have a couple of things that I used on the way home that I did not tell you guys about, which I do feel like was a lifesaver, because on the way home, ooh, you feel every single bump on the road, let me tell you. It wasn't as excruciating as I was expecting, to be honest. But it wasn't comfortable. So I wanted to make sure, and here's our vehicle options. We had my Mustang, which is low to the ground, or we had my husband's truck, which you gotta like hoist yourself up into. So I'm like, this was like the great debate prior to surgery. I was like, what do we do? And Sean, my husband, was like, I have a hard time getting out of your car. So if you want me to try to help you get out of your car, I think it's gonna be harder to like get you up out of a lower car than it is to help you get in and out of the truck. And turns out that that's what we wound up doing. And I do feel like that was the right choice for us. And the truck is a smoother ride than the Mustang, so I'll take that any day of the week. But we had a seatbelt extender, which I feel like, I don't know what they cost. Sean had purchased them, but I feel like that it was worth it. That to not have it like strap right across your belly like that. Not only that, if you feel like I'm not gonna buy a seatbelt extender for this one-time use or whatever, at least get a pillow. Get a pillow for the ride home. I had the seatbelt extender, and then I had the pillow in between my abdomen and the seatbelt, and that really helped. So that way when we were hitting bumps and stuff, I could kind of brace for the bumps with this pillow, which was really super, super helpful. So definitely grab a pillow. You don't have to buy a new pillow, but if you are going to, this one's really, really great because it has this pocket that you can stick those ice packs or warm packs or what have you in the pillow, and it's really, really nice. So that's been like a major lifesaver. I told my mom, I was like, seriously, like, this is amazing. Okay, what are the other things that I had used? So you guys saw the different pooping remedies, I guess, for what I was really afraid I was never scared of the pain from surgery. I was afraid of the pooping afterwards because that's what everybody talks about. So my best friend is the Stool Softeners. So I really only needed the stool softeners. I did get, a sweet friend of mine sent me some Smooth Move tea to help as well. I also had a stool softener laxative combo, and then I also had a laxative as well, and the hospital sent me home with laxatives as well. But all I really needed were the stool softeners. Key on this, and I don't remember if I have already said this. If I did, I'm sorry. The stool softeners I started taking the day before surgery. Morning of surgery, I didn't take anything until I got home. I got home, took stool softeners, and then have continued to take the stool softeners ever since. I am down to just taking one a day. I don't even know if I necessarily need them at this point, but I don't want any effort when I'm going to the bathroom. So the stool softeners are key. My suggestion would be to start them before surgery. I feel like that made a huge difference for me. Now, I will also say I took 1 dose of the Norco, and that was it. So I feel like if I was taking Norco or the heavier pain meds further into my recovery, I would have probably needed to take more of this. I think you can take like 3 a day. Yeah, I think you can take these like 3 a day. Yeah, 1 to 3 capsules daily. So, you know, definitely follow the instructions, but I only needed one and I'm doing great. If I needed to take the heavier pain meds, I probably would have upped it, but stool softeners are key. They are key. The other things, so I did wind up using both these hot hands variety packs, if you will. These come in different sizes, that's why it's a variety pack, as well as these same type of thing, hot and cold gel packs. The gel packs are a little bit gentler, and so I do really like these. My husband just had these hot hands and he was like, hey, you want these? Sure. So, but I have used both. I just kind of stick them in the waistband of my pants, and it's really nice. It's really helpful just to kind of like have it sitting there. And then if you're walking around doing your, what I like to call hot laps, you're getting around, you're getting moving. Moving does make you feel better. It makes me feel better. You also want to get your blood moving, so that way you're preventing any blood clots. But this is nice because then it still stays in the band of your pants, and it's either cold or hot, whatever makes you feel better while you're up and moving around. So these are great. I didn't write this down, so I do want to I want to talk about it before I forget. A couple of things that I didn't tell you I got in the pre-surgery video. I did pick up a couple packs of panties, full butt panties, that are a size or two too large. You do swell a little bit, and you don't want your panties to be like tight on you in any kind of way, depending on where your incisions are. My panties don't come near my incisions, so it's fine, but depending on where your incisions are, you don't want any like bands or anything like touching that, or if it is, you want it to be nice and loose. So I picked up a couple packs of oversized panties, and then I picked up a couple of oversized just pajama pants, and I love them. I just went to Target and I was just like, sure, these are too big, sure, these are too big. Didn't even really like pay attention to like style necessarily. I was like, these are soft, they're too big, and they're long. I love them. I love them. I have used them and they are so incredibly comfy. Huge. It's so funny because like the purchase that I have put like the least amount of like effort into, I'm like, these are probably gonna be my favorite pants. So really, really great pants. So definitely would highly recommend, if you don't already have some nice loose fitting like pajamas or pajama pants, definitely like pick those up. It's nice. It's nice, and it just keeps you nice and cozy. Let's see here. Lip balm. Having lip balm is definitely important. I can't live without any kind of chapstick or lip balm anyway, but after surgery, because you are so dry, lip balm is definitely a must. One thing I will say, I forgot to kind of put this down in my notes too. The most uncomfortable thing for me about this surgery is not the incisions. It is not my insides. It is my mouth, you guys. And you can kind of see it in the first video that went up, my surgery day, post-op day 1 through 3 video. That went up right before this. You can kind of see that I have like this little like, it's a little bit swollen. My lip itself is getting better, but on my right side, it's a little bit swollen. And then on the inside, I've got like, they tore up the inside of my mouth with the breathing tube. I'm not complaining in any kind of way. Like it's got to get done, right? And the mouth is like the fastest thing that heals. But I remember thinking, I was like the next morning, I was thinking, man, it feels like I've got a fat lip. And I asked Sean, I was like, do I have a cut or something on my lip? And, it wasn't cut, but it was like a fat lip on my right side. And I was like, man, the inside on my lower jaw, like underneath in between my tongue and the inside of my teeth, I'm like, man, that hurts. And I looked, and I think what it is that's where the breathing tube went in, and they may have like nicked the inside of my mouth, which is fine. And then I think the breathing tube just sat like on my lip, pressing against my tooth, I think. So that has actually been more uncomfortable than like what's happening on the inside of my body. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. I just think it's funny that I'm like, man, that's what really bothers me. Not really anything that's going on inside, but this is more irritating. So with that, definitely. And if you do wind up getting nicked with the breathing tube or anything on the inside of your mouth, do warm saltwater rinses. That will help your, like if they scratch you on the inside of your mouth or anything, that will help heal it even faster. Warm saltwater rinses. That's coming from the dental part of me. And then, yes, definitely lip balm of some sort, just to keep your lips feeling good. And then definitely some cough drops. Cough drops are, because they, like I said, they put a breathing tube in. I had actually asked Sean to bring these with him. Some hospitals will actually give it to you before you even leave. My hospital didn't, so, and I wasn't sure if they were going to, so I just asked Sean, I was like, can you please bring these? So I took them a few times. I haven't needed them a ton, but it definitely helps like right after surgery, because you just feel so dry. You're dehydrated, you haven't been able to drink anything for hours and hours, and then they stick this breathing tube in there, and so you just feel very dry. So definitely the cough drops were a huge help. I haven't felt crazy nauseous, because they did give me something for the nausea. In that like pre-surgery video, I know I showed you the gingins, which are ginger throat lozenges or ginger hard candies. Those are great too. I haven't opened those. I didn't really need them. I went for these first. So yeah, but I mean, I'll use those. They're fine. They're just hard candies. We've got just a couple more things. I know I was gonna try to keep this like short and concise, but here we are. Yes, the Phazyme or the Gas X, definitely a must. The gas pains, it wasn't necessarily, I mean, it was painful. The day of surgery, I know I've said this a million times and I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself, but the gas pains for me were inside like my right rib cage. And that like subsided pretty quickly, but then like the next day as I started eating things, and the gas pains were really there. So I definitely used the Gas X or Phazyme, which is the same thing, 2 times a day. I am no longer taking this. The only thing I'm taking is just the Tylenol and Motrin as needed, and then the Stool Softeners once a day. But I haven't taken anything since 8 o'clock last night, and it is now 8:30. So I'm going on over 12 hours with nothing, and I feel totally fine. So, but if I go throughout the day and I start to feel not super great, I'll take some Tylenol and it'll be fine. But not taking the Gas X anymore. I will say I'm still having gas. It's TMI, just is what it is. I'm still having gas. Like it just is what it is. I think my body's still trying to like regulate. I'm not a gassy person. Like I'm really not. And so like this is strange that like, it's so funny, like, cause as soon as I start eating, like my guts start moving and it's so loud, and Sean and I are like, do we have a whale in the house? What is happening? But it's not painful. It's not painful anymore. This is for the pain. The gas just needs to like work its way out, I guess. It just is what it is. Okay, last 2 things and then I will let you go. The belly binder. You guys, the belly binder is amazing. For me, it made me feel more secure. I liked feeling like tight and secure, and I don't know, it has been really, really great. Love the belly binder. Some hospitals will actually send you home with one. Mine did not, so I went ahead and picked this up, and it's been fantastic. So love that. Last thing I want to talk about is making sure that you have lots of fiber in your diet. One of the things that I have really, really loved, and actually Sean has really enjoyed too, are these Pear Juice, these cold press pear juices that I got from Sean's favorite store, Rayleigh's. These are really nice, and these have 7 grams of fiber in one of these bottles, which is great. It's hard to find drinks and things that have, or foods that have a lot of fiber in it. Obviously, you know, you're gonna want your broccoli and your greens and roughage and things like that, but I'm trying to find fiber in every single thing that I'm putting in my body to help with the bathroom habits, along with the stool softeners. But this is really super tasty anyway. And yeah, I bought the entire shelf of them. I was like, this is gonna be great. And this is actually my last one. So, but I do really, really like it. It's tasty, it's high in fiber. So make sure that when you are home from surgery and you are, I was gonna say getting back to eating, but hopefully you're not like starving yourself ever, because you need nutrients to help you in the recovery process. So even though you may not feel super hungry, eat something. I mean, crackers. Like when I was taking the Tylenol and Motrin around the clock. Like I think my, like, not middle of the night, but like early morning dose was at like 4 a.m. I would pop in a couple of saltine crackers. This isn't great in nutrition for you, but you gotta take something. And then, you know, I wasn't feeling super hungry for breakfast, but Sean was like, you gotta eat something. Let me make you a scrambled egg. So just one egg, but something to get the nutrients in that's gonna make your recovery easier. So, your body needs that in order to recover. So even if you're feeling kind of crummy, make sure you are eating something of nutritional value, so that way your body can recover the best it can. And while you're at it, make sure it has fiber. So, and these are super, super tasty. I love these so much. I really hope Sean can find more at the store when he goes later. So, and that's pretty much it. That is my update for you as of right now. I think I'll do one more check-in probably later tonight. Sean is actually picking up breakfast burritos for us. If you know us, we love our breakfast burritos. This is probably the longest we've ever been without breakfast burritos. We normally make our own, but since I don't know how much of it I'm going to eat, Sean was like, I've got to run some errands, so I'll just, on my way back, I'll pick up some breakfast burritos, and then, yeah. That way, if I only eat half, then I only eat half and I can save it for tomorrow. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'll do one last check-in with you at the end of the day today, or midday today, if something crazy happens before this video goes up. This is going to be a long one because there's been a lot of chatter, but there's been a lot that I wanted to share with you up until this point, just to kind of let you know how things are going, what my thoughts are on things that like I personally needed, as well as just how I'm doing. So I just want to let you guys know again, like, this is not something that needs to be really super scary. This is something that I have found a lot of women deal with. I never ever knew how many women actually deal with this. I just honestly thought this is just a bad period. This is just a bad period, and this is just something that I have to deal with. And it's not something you have to deal with if you don't want to. If you want to go, if the hysterectomy route is not for you, it's totally fine. I respect that decision, but for me, this was the best decision. And it's just so comforting in knowing that, like, I'm not gonna have to deal with that anymore. And you don't have to deal with it. It's so crazy. Like, this time last year, this is what I was thinking earlier. This time last year, I just thought, like, this is just going to be my life, and this is just something that I'm going to have to deal with every month, and in some form every day, because every day I had some kind of pain, but it was really bad during my once a month. And yeah, it's so breathtaking to know that we don't have to do this. So, and I just want to share my journey just so that you know that you're not alone, and this doesn't have to be something big, hairy, and scary. Your medical professionals, your doctors do deal with this condition, deal with your condition, deal with people like you every single day. So, you know, you deserve to live your best life is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, we are going on almost 30 minutes of this chatter. So hopefully the next segment, I won't have too much to tell you, but it's important for me to tell you kind of where I'm at up until this point, what I have found helpful, what I am kind of noticing, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and share it with you guys. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later, and then we will bring this part of the recovery vlog to a wrap. So I'll check in with you guys later. Happy Sunday. All right, friends, doing my afternoon/evening check-in with you guys for post-op day 6. There really hasn't been that much to share with you. We've just been kind of hanging out. There's been a lot of football watching. I'm going just a teensy bit stir crazy at this point. I don't know if I was telling you guys or if I was talking to somebody else. I am not the type of person that can just like sit on the couch all the time. So I'm like, I gotta be doing something. I gotta be doing something, which is really, really hard during a recovery where you do need to just like sit and chill. So I have given myself a project for this evening. Now that Christmas is done, we are kind of in get the house ready for sale mode. So I figure there's little things here and there that I can do that's not going to be overexerting myself. Now that Christmas is over, I am ready to switch out my holiday warmers to warmers that are just very neutral, that will be okay to show the house with. So, and that also means putting some away because your girl's extra. So I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy. You can see I've got my Christmas gnome box here. So I've been bringing the empty boxes down, and then what I'm doing is I am just loading them up. I'm just doing really the metal warmers. So I've got my All Aglow Christmas tree warmers that I'm gonna pack up. My December warmer of the month, I think I'm gonna leave out. Yeah, so it's really just like the really light warmers down here. That's really pretty much it. That I'm gonna pack up, and then Sean will bring upstairs or pack them up tonight because I'm not gonna need them until next year. So I'm just doing like really super simple projects like that. The other projects I was doing, in case you're like me and you are gonna be going through any kind of surgery where you really need to be taking it easy, just like go through and like organize some things where you don't have to like, there's not a lot of like physical exertion. You know, if you can like sit on the couch and like organize some things, you know, you can do something like that if you're not like overdoing it. So that is kind of what I'm gonna do with my evening tonight. Call me crazy. But yeah, I think it's just really 3 warmers that I'm packing up, and I'm not replacing them with anything. Not tonight anyway. Yeah, because I'm gonna be putting those away. Yeah, I'm not replacing these with anything. My warmer over here in the corner, that's gonna stay put. That's just a very neutral, it's the Live Simply warmer. So yeah, I think pretty much downstairs will be basically ready. So just putting the 3 warmers away, I know is gonna make me tired. So then after that, I know I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to sit down. So that's pretty much what my evening's gonna look like. Getting wild and crazy over here, but you know, you do what you can within your limits and then rest after. I feel like that's kind of that's been like my pattern. Do what I can within my limits and rest. Do what I can within my limits and rest. So yeah, Sean actually just ran up to the grocery store. We're having bacon carbonara for dinner tonight. I'm really excited for that. It's cold and rainy, and that just seems very comforting and wonderful. So I'm gonna do that. One other thing I wanted to address really quick before we wrap up this portion of the recovery vlog. My girl Chantal, she was asking, she left a comment in the last video asking, what Scentsy did you bring with you? And in case, if anyone is new here, hello and welcome. In case you're just tuning in just for the surgery information, I am an independent Scentsy consultant. Fragrance is what I do. I love that. Around here, we love our home fragrance and just fragrance in general. So in case you're like, what's the big deal? I didn't bring any, the only Scentsy stuff I brought with me was my swag. So I wore my Scentsy leggings into the hospital, and then one of my Scentsy shirts, and then I just wore just a Carhartt sweatshirt just because it was like oversized and comfy. I didn't bring any other Scentsy with me though. Honestly, had I stayed overnight in the hospital, I would have brought my Scentsy Go with me. 100%, without a doubt, I would have brought my Scentsy Go with me, but I knew it was outpatient, so I just thought, I'm only gonna be there a few hours, so I'll be right back home. But with that being said, I did have in my mind, I'm like, okay, when I get home, I want the house to smell really nice and cozy and comforting. In case you're new to like the home fragrance game, scent makes a huge difference, I think, in any part of your life. And if you are recovering from anything, you should be either, whether you are warming wax or burning a candle, whatever it is, it should be something that makes you happy, something that makes you feel comforted, because scent holds memory. So if you've got some sort of a fragrance that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside while you're recovering from surgery, you should totally do that. So you guys already know. You already know. If you know me, you already know. I switched out the warmers right after surgery for when I came home to Sweet Plum Pastry, of course. So I did get through my bar of that. For Christmas, I was like, okay, now on to the next thing that's gonna make me feel warm and cozy and comfy. And it is the December Whiff Box exclusive scent, which is Maraschino Sugar Cookie. This is to die for. It is to die for. I bought a few Whiff Boxes just specifically for this scent specifically. I have 1 bar left. It's so good. So that is actually what's going in the house right now, and it is so, so nice. So in case you're wondering what Lisa has going on while she is recovering, there you have it. yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this portion. Like I said, I am going to continue on with my recovery series just to kind of give you updates, let you know what's going on, let you know if things are changing, how I'm feeling, all of that. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but I know I am going to still pick up the camera after this point. I just wanted to keep the videos to like 1-2 day max. I know this video is probably gonna wind up being close to an hour because there was a lot of chatter, but there was a lot that I wanted to share with you guys in this particular portion of my recovery. So I hope you found it helpful. The other thing I wanted to just address, if I haven't addressed it already, is just take my recovery with a grain of salt. I hope it helps inspire you if this is a surgery where you've really been on the fence about, if you're like, I don't know if I can do it. I hope this inspires you to feel like I can do this. If you have already been through this recovery and you're like, my recovery looks different, don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Everyone's recovery is different, and I don't want my recovery to make you feel some sort of way about the way you're recovering. Everyone recovers differently. So I do want to put that out there. I'm just wanting to share my experience and things that I'm finding helpful and things that I'm noticing and things that I'm feeling. I feel like I want to share that just in case anyone else might be going through this or is about to go through this, and in case anyone finds it helpful. So all right, you guys, so there you have it for the last couple of days. So up to day 6 of my total hysterectomy recovery. So far, so good. I am really looking forward to the upcoming week because I'm really hoping I'll be able to hear from and talk to my doctor on Tuesday, which marks exactly 1 week since surgery. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that in the next video. So be sure, if you are subscribed here, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with everything that's going on. If you're new here, please subscribe. I would love it if you would hang out. And thank you guys so much for your love and support. Your continued messages and everything really mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to sharing with you what's up next in this recovery journey. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.